Walked you through how to get out of debt and how to pay off debt, the strategies that you want to use. Now let's walk through a couple different strategies that are out there. All right, there's three main ones. Debt consolidation, okay? There's one called the debt avalanche, and then we got the debt snowball. Now, debt consolidation, what you do with debt consolidation is you take all your little debts, all your little mini ones, $5,000 credit card, $10,000 car loan at 19%. You take all your little debts and you combine them into one big one, all right? And you just attack that one big debt. Anyone here play video games when they were a kid? Anyone here still play video games? Yeah. My favorite game growing up was Super Mario. Super Nintendo, I loved it. I played it forever. Now, the concept of the game is you're supposed to get through all these levels, beat the bad guys. And the way it worked, level 1 is you face the small bad guy. Level 2, you face the next smallest bad guy. And level 3, up, all the way till the end where you got the biggest, the baddest bad guy. And you have all the tools now to beat that bad guy, from unlocking secrets and different levels, right? And so what a debt consolidation is, it's like facing the bad guy at the very beginning. And with most people, they keep fighting it like this big monster. Current stats show that 88% of people who go into consolidation loan will go back into debt. It's like a bad diet. 88%, 9 out of 10 will go back into debt. And they'll go further into debt. It's like a really bad diet. All right, and debt consolidation works usually in one of two ways. One, we combined all our high interest, all our low interest into one to get a little middle interest. Now be careful about this, because a lot of times if you read the little fine print, this is an introductory rate. So they can jack up the rate on you 3, 6, 9, 12 months later. The other option is we take all our debts, our $5,000, our $10,000, our $2,000, $1,000, put it all into one, and we extend the payments out. So they're longer. So instead of paying off a $5,000 debt in 2 years, you now have 4 years to pay it off, which makes the monthly debt payments smaller. Debt consolidations are a con. They do not work. Debt consolidations are dumb.
Oh God.
There's more coming. Now you're prepared.
At least they're small.
Yeah. All right, the next method we hear a lot about is called the debt avalanche. And the idea is we pay minimums on everything and we attack the biggest debt first. Again, kind of that big monster idea. And what happens is and although mathematically this is the faster way to get out of debt, mathematically this makes sense, what we're finding is people are attacking this big debt for so long, they start to give up and lose hope. And so, in fact, people usually do not get out of this faster than the other method I'm going to show you. So, debt avalanche does not work. The last option is called the debt snowball. There was an article that came out by Harvard that confirmed that the debt snowball is the most effective way to pay off debt, because it focuses on habits, it focuses on behaviors. See, getting out of debt is not about mathematics. If it was about mathematics, you would never go into debt to begin with. It never makes sense to borrow at 20% interest. And so when we walk out of debt, forget the mathematics. It doesn't matter. It's about habits and behaviors. So the way the debt snowball works is we pay minimums on every debt except for the smallest debt. And what we do is we attack that smallest debt with all the extra income we can find, selling something, working some overtime, all the extra we can find, we attack that smallest income first, regardless of interest rate. And then from there, what we do is once we pay off that smallest debt, we move on to the next smallest debt. And we start attacking that debt with everything we have, and we take the minimum payment from the first debt, add that to the next one, and you pay off that one. And then you work the way to the third debt. And so what you do is you start paying your small debts off first. And you go to the next biggest one, to the next biggest one, until you get to the end, and you've got that mammoth monster. But you now have the motivation and the tools to beat that monster. You guys ready to walk through the debt snowball?